I wanted to show today my first Christmas journal, which I loved. I made two of them, and what I will say is, I don't know, I tried to make two simultaneously. I was going to keep, or I did keep one, and then I was giving one as a gift, and I have to say I'll never do that again. I found for myself, I don't know how anyone else feels, but I love to do a junk journal once, but to try to replicate it and do twice, so you're doing two of everything, was so tedious and not fun. Like it sucked all the joy out of it for me. So I'll never be doing that again. I can tell you that. And I wish I actually had the one that I gave away as a Christmas gift, because it had such great pictures in it about their family. Actually, I think I have a tutorial I'll post about it now that I say that out loud. But I'm going to show the one that I kept that I'm struggling right now with to even open. So what does that say about my closures? All right, I did. I opened it. I'll put my camera down in one sec. What I found with my Christmas journal, I don't know how anyone else feels, but Christmas, for me anyway, is so exciting. I love decorating. I love listening to the music. I loved finding the material and the ephemera and the images for this Christmas journal. I was so excited. I think I bought 4 times, I don't even know. I think I bought like 4 times the amount of material I needed for any one particular book, because there's just so much stuff out there. Like Tim Holtz alone, which I think we all know is not cheap material. I mean, their Christmas, what they come out for Christmas is unbelievable. So I went crazy. So I think what I learned from this is just start small, because the money associated with these junk journals can just go up so drastically quickly, that if I just bought a kit, bought material that I wanted, just one, you can go on Etsy and buy one, set of images for like $1.99, $1.99, and then work with those, and then finish that, and then see what else you need, and then buy another one. What I did for this is I bet I bought like 15 different sets, plus all my Tim Holtz material. Plus I'm still augmenting my regular, my spray stains and my ink pads. I am still augmenting my my supply to get a larger stash. So that's still expensive too. So these Christmas books were kind of like it became out of hand. And so what I learned from that is, my only takeaway, the only reason I'm even saying it on this video is just use one at a time. That's what I learned. Like, use one at a time, see what else you need, get more material, use that material, see what else you need, go for it. I didn't do that, so I have enough Christmas material for the next 687 years for all of my junk journals for my friends. So there you go. But I'm gonna now turn the camera down and we can look at this one. So this is also quite a large book. And this, I think, was my 4th junk journal that I made. So this one had an insert, and this actually is a cut and paste directly. I made almost no modifications that I can think of anyway from my porch prints on Etsy. She has wonderful, wonderful stuff, and I'm flipping through, and I do truly believe this entire thing is just completely her stuff, if I remember correctly. But it's quite thick to include in the book, in my overall junk journal, I must admit. I loved it, and I can't get this out. I wanted to include it. It adds bulk that's probably unnecessary, but this is a little notebook. But it is super cute. It adds a lot to the journal. So I'm glad I did it, but you know, in retrospect, I would have had this as a standalone product versus having it as an insert to my journal. But I live with the decisions I make. What can I say? Let me turn this around. There's a lot of Tim Holtz in this particular journal. This paper, I love this plaid paper. These images, they're on chipboard. That's all Tim Holtz. And I think I loved this image, this photo. This is Tim Holtz even. This is not my photo, but I just thought it was a pretty cool vintage Christmas tree lot picture. This tag I really love too. I love these. I love those little dangling jingle bells and some of these vintage image. I think, I could be wrong, but I believe this is from the Graphics Fairy, I think. Some collaging that I did on this page, and a lot of these images, these are actual postcards. Not that I printed, they're postcards I bought on Etsy. And this one is a printed, so you can see the difference. This is printed, you know, just regular old cardstock. These are authentic. I don't know who these are from. I don't know this woman that wrote this, but I love that they're real, that they're not replicas. They're actually real, authentic, old postcards. I don't know why. Probably no one else cares, but I care. It matters to me. So these are also, I think this is all replicas, and I think a lot of it's Tim Holtz. Just really cute stuff. This is beautiful paper that I loved for a journaling card from Emma Parrish. She's also one of my favorites. Lots of, I think this is her, I think there's lots of like sporadic paper from Emma. This is a fold out from a Sears catalog that I just reminded me of when I was a kid and we would wait for the Sears catalog to come to make our Christmas lists. Just was sentimental. I'm not going to go through every single one of these because I will post the other Christmas journal I did, and they are very similar. As I said, I was doing them at the same time. I did a lot of dangles for altered paper clips that I really like. This is a paper clip. Some, as we talked about, some ledger paper. This is a notebook, little mini notebook. Lots of just ephemera, journaling space. I liked this, adding a touch of fabric and ribbon, which is a little bit unusual for me, but I did really like this embellishment. More vintage documents with that tape that I've talked about in other videos that I very much enjoy making and including in the journals. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas is such an integral part of Christmas. I knew that I wanted to include part of the book, and I liked the fact that this was big enough and can be a fold out for the middle of the book. That I thought added interest, along with there's lots of charms in here that I thought were just kind of cool to include. More paper clips. This is from, I believe, the Graphics Fairy, and just a flip up on vellum. I printed this image on vellum that I thought was really pretty. This is coffee dyed paper, but I used patterns when I was making the paper. You can see a better representation here. And all you need to do that, I don't know if you can see on camera, all you have to do is lay the paper flat, put a stencil on top of it. So try to find one that takes up the whole 8.5 by 11 paper if that's the size you're working with. And then spray the coffee over the stencil, and it will sink into where the indentations are on the stencil and make a pattern. It's pretty cool. So also on this side too. This stitching, and to be honest with you, I don't remember why. But normally I stitch with my sewing machine. This is a stamp image, and I don't know why I did that, but yet here I'm staring at it thinking, why did I do that? But in any case, this is what I did. I stamped it. I didn't actually sew this, and there's a lot of that in here. I must have been extra lazy at Christmas. I was tired. I don't know. Lots more. This is I loved an actual vintage recipe card from a 3-ring binder recipe. What am I trying to say? Book. This is an envelope with an image, photo inside that I thought was really cool. Lots and lots of just beautiful, beautiful imagery. Another, some Christmas stories excerpts that I included. A smaller bag with some tags inside. I really liked this, and I think you'll see it in the other video too. This is a map of the world, and so what I would imagine a map of the world that Santa would use when doing his deliveries, along with his passport, which has his picture, and also has tuck spots in here too, although I didn't actually tuck anything in there. Lots of very similar type, out of focus, very similar type paper and embellishments. This is paper from Linda Israel and Calico Creations. This is a page of a book that we read, my daughter and I read every Christmas. It's called the Santa Claus book, and it's all facts and about Santa Claus. And it's a tradition that we love. We read it before bed since she was a little girl, and she still, I don't know why, she appeases me and allows me to do it still every year, and she's 14. But I'll read that book to her until she's like 60 if she'll let me. This is just wrapping paper that I thought was a good added interest to the book. And like I said, this was just an opening pop-up that I thought was really pretty. Mrs. Claus's recipe book that I think is in the other Christmas flip through that I'll post too, which I thought was really cool, with Tim Holtz paper. And again, I know I've showed this before. This is actually different tape that I used here, which I don't like as much as the homemade vintage plastic tape. This is actually a medical tape. So I wish that I hadn't used that. I probably could take it off without ruining the page, but I did. I'm living with it. This is a Lego patent. And just some more beautiful paper, the second part of that page that I took from the Santa Claus book. And then I really liked this. This is a vintage Polaroid that I created with some Tim Holtz ephemera and some dangles that just, I thought, was a good end to the book. So hope you enjoyed. Like I said, I'll post this and I'll also post the other one so you can see. The other one has a lot of photos that were current photos that I made look vintage, so that might be of interest to some, so to take a look at. But I hope you enjoyed. I will see you soon. Bye.